Hey guys, I'm in my shop right now and I've got a project I'm going to attempt. I was inspired by the Slingshot channel. You guys probably know who that is. Jorg Sprav, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Anyway, let me show you what I'm going to try to do. Duplicate something he did with my own little twist on it. All right, here we go. So, what you are looking at is a drill, and we've got a truck horn with the compressor that goes with the truck horn. This tube, you know, the air comes through the tube in here and honks out. We're gonna make like a little horn gun. We'll figure out how that's gonna look exactly as we get into it. So that'll all be connected together, and then I need to wire this to my drill. So I went ahead and took this drill, and if this drill's not powerful enough, maybe I'll do it with this drill. And this drill might be better because it's variable speeds. So I might be able to control the volume a little bit, I'm guessing. I just wanted to test out on this cheapo little drill here. And now the way that it works on the inside, you've got your battery down here. So this is all unneeded space. I could change up the structure another way, put the battery up somewhere else if I didn't want to have such a long handle here. What I really am trying to get to is a trigger mechanism. I'd like to keep a trigger of some kind for my horn and the battery, and then whatever goes from whatever these wires, okay, and this is connects the circuit, and then it goes up here. So I don't think I need this top part at all. I'll look at it a little bit more. I don't need the reverse polarity. I just need to have this little setup with the trigger to the circuit to here. And these wires, I think I probably can just untap them here and go straight into my compressor. Let you guys see it. Wire it straight to those bad boys, the positive and the negative, and that should work. So I'm going to take this drill apart. All right, maybe I won't take the whole thing apart. Maybe I'll just undo these and hook it up to the compressor, see if it works. And what we got going on here is you've got a spring in the trigger, and it just pivots along this part. And when you complete that circuit, oh wait, what did I do wrong? Oh, I got this thing out, right? Is that what's going on? There we go. There it is. So as soon as the metal prongs touch, you got power. So it'll go honk, 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 honk. That's the goal. Now this battery really isn't powerful enough, I don't think. I'm supposed to have 12 volts to operate this horn. So if this does work, it'll probably just be really puny sound. And this battery is a 20 volt battery. So if I have a variable speed, I can give it a light honk, just like you would in your car. Or I can just down all the way and overpower the horn. Anyway, so that might be better. I need to get a new drill anyway. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, I've taken the motor out. So I'm left with my two leads. I think I'll just cut these wires and strip them and connect them directly to the compressor and see what happens. This one's positive, right? And this one's negative? Yeah, we'll find out. Okay, I've got my leads to the compressor. Let's see if I can get this trigger to touch both at the same time. Let's see if it makes any sound. Oh! I think we're in business. Now it's time to see if the if the horn works. It's a small battery, so you're only going to get a little bit of sound. Let's start with this one, and if it works well, then I'll upgrade to the 20 volt battery. I'm going to take this just as a reference so I remember how everything goes in. Now, the back of the horn, whatever this part is, it's kind of big and bulky. I know I can get rid of some of this if I'm not using the mounts. This is just plastic, so I can get rid of quite a bit of this. And let me get my light here. Now, if you can see in there, you know, there's the actual part where the air goes through isn't that comprehensive. So I can cut out most of this here. Just shaved off the bracket on this guy with my grinder. It's all plastic, so it smells like plastic fumes in here, which is probably great. I think what I'll do with the battery is just stuff it up here in the handle. And if I cut out all these little doodads and the supports, put it in there, and, you know, I'll just glue down the handle together really well. That'll be fine. So I'm going to keep this handle from here to, you know, probably here. That way I can contain the battery and the trigger mechanism, and then somewhere I'll cut it off. After some trial and error, I definitely figured out I would not be able to fit the battery in the handle, so I'm not going to have that handle. I'm going to create a new handle, and then I'll just, you know, kind of wrap it with something so it looks amazing. Here it is. This is how it will be set up. And then I'll get this as close as possible, maybe even right above it. Now it just looks like a big air horn. Take that back. I like this. Oh, here we go. Let's try that again. Take back that previous design. I like this one better. Yeah, this is definitely the design I'm going to go with. This is going to look sweet, especially once I get the everything glued together, get the color right, add some decor to it. Oh, it's the neighbor's cat. Hey, Dude. That's the cat's name, is Dude. Anyway, let's get to it. Yeah, here's the first step. I ended up using a lot of hot glue. You can see I've got the battery pack with the circuit board basically glued onto the bottom of the handle, and I'll, you know, pretty this up, but it's pretty solid right now. It's one piece. USB charger right there on the bottom. I even made a little notch in the handle so you can see the red light there when it's charging. I used some wiring to connect the compressor, and, you know, it'll basically, well, I'll sit up like that, but yeah, everything's working right now. So it's only one speed, you know, I can't control the volume or anything, but I think this will be great. It seems like it's pretty dependable. If for some reason there was a short circuit and it just kept going, you can just yank the air hose out, and so the horn will turn off. So now my next step is to figure out how exactly I want to mount this on. All right, there it is. Just got hot glue on now. I don't know how well that'll last. Maybe I'll, who cares? It'll be funny. Now, what I will do is attach the horn, push all these wires down, so I've got it as compact as possible and as far forward as possible. All right, this is what I have so far, and it looks pretty sweet. It's basically just a battery-powered air horn, but I mean, it's pretty dope. So the bottom here is the original battery pack with USB charger from this drill, and I couldn't fit it in the handle casing, so I just cut it off and I glued it in there. By the way, this whole thing is just hot glued together. I got a lot of little spider webs to get off, but I'll try to make it look prettier. But that hot glue gun, it just makes everything easy and quick. I know it won't be as secure as something else, but for what I'm doing, it'll be great. Anyway, so the battery pack is wired up to the trigger. I kept this casing mostly because I wanted to keep the trigger intact. That would just make things easier. And I do have a little light for the USB charging. And then I wired up, rather than having the drill motor, I took all that out and wired it up to the compressor for my air horn. And then the compressor, right now I don't have the air hose from the compressor to the horn. I don't want to use it right now because it's like late at night, but I'll try it out tomorrow. So I'll just make this connection, and then this should be a functional air gun. And by the way, the horn itself is just, can you see that? It's just hot glued for now on top of the compressor. Yeah, I just put a liberal amount everywhere I could. When I pull the trigger, you'll hear the compressor. Everything's hooked up just fine. I just don't want to do it now because it's loud, and I don't want my neighbors or my baby to have a problem. But yeah, man, this thing is hilarious looking. Honk, honk. So I'm not done yet, but this is a good stopping place for tonight. And tomorrow I'm gonna just dump a whole lot more hot glue on this, do something about the back here. You know, maybe I'll just cut it flush with this horn. That way it doesn't have this part sticking out the back. I think that'll be nice. There's nothing super important in here. I do have one screw holding the casing together, but if I pour enough glue in here, and maybe I'll even put some tape around somewhere, that should hold it. That way I can get rid of this screw, cut it flush, and improve the aesthetics. Yeah, so this is great. I want to show it to my wife, and she's gonna roll her eyes. It'll be awesome. Yeah, so I ended up using the glue gun basically as a filler, just to fill in all that stuff, make it a really solid thing. It looks kind of grody right now, but I mean, I'll just spray paint over the whole thing, and it'll look amazing all of a sudden, or something. I tried to even out the handle, make it about the same dimensions. So I'm not sure if the charger still works, unfortunately. I plugged in the USB and the light didn't come on. Maybe I just couldn't see it through all the hot glue. But if the charger doesn't work, then I don't know what to tell you. Probably putting all that glue around the circuit board and the batteries, all that very, very hot glue, isn't great for it. I'm not an electrician, so I couldn't tell you, but it still works. Well, here it is. I decided to spray paint it black and, you know, make it look a little bit more, I guess, futuristic or tactical or something. Spray paint is still a little bit wet in some spots, so I finally added the hose onto it. The glue kind of looks neat, I think. Maybe it's ugly too, but it makes it look a little bit more futuristic, like alien technology. I don't know, maybe it looks ugly. You can definitely see the 3 different parts when you do it like that. All right, let's honk it. Is that it, really? All right, I guess that's what it sounds like with this little battery pack. Perfect. So it's just a little horn, not very loud. If I wanted to do it again with a bigger battery, I could do this exact same thing, and easier and better since I've done it before already. Cool.